2022 wheat harvest is wrapping up in a lot of places and continuing to move north. So I'm jumping on here to give a Nature's Formula wheat harvest update. A lot of the people that have used the BioSureGrow this year on wheat have finished cutting, and I've gotten feedback, so I'm jumping on here today to kind of share some of that feedback with you, to just share what we're seeing with the SureGrow on wheat across Kansas here, Missouri, and a little bit in Oklahoma is what feedback I have gotten so far. I will try to get testimonials from these farmers later on. A lot of them also have SureGrow on some fall crops like corn or soybeans or even some milo. So I might wait to get those specific farmers until after they get the fall crops as well. So far all the fall crops are looking great as well. So here's kind of, I'll just do a rundown of various locations, give the location and their scenario and kind of what the feedback they gave me. First off, we'll start with where my last video was, which is central Kansas, Dickinson County, southeast of Salina. That specific field in last week's video was a pretty good field overall, especially for the year. That's been kind of the story this year, is weather related. Either they didn't get enough rain early on, it's really dry, so a lot of it didn't finish filling, or in some places like Missouri, they got too much rain and the wheat was underwater and they couldn't get out there early enough. But that specific field, Dickinson County, pretty good. They did one application in the fall across all their wheat acres. A lot of their fields was just kind of the county average or whatever, nothing great. I think, around 20-30 bushels. They hadn't figured up their yield yet. Most of them I've talked to haven't figured up their yield yet. They haven't figured up the tickets and everything last I talked to them. But that specific field, off their monitor, we were bouncing anywhere from 50 to 100 bushels. One application in the fall, and then they ran some lagoon water on it, but they didn't water it in the spring or anything like that. So it had a little bit extra nutrition through that lagoon, obviously, and that really helped it compared to their other fields where they didn't have that. But they were very pleased with that one application of SureGrow plus B plus M and some lagoon water. And like I said, is bouncing all over the place. Nice, luscious wheat you can see in that video. Another place, western Kansas here near Scott City. His scenario, he top dressed SureGrow in the spring here on his wheat, did test plots. This was his first year using the product. He did his full rate of synthetic across this whole farm of wheat acres, and then did some test plots where he added the SureGrow, just regular SureGrow, and talked to him the other day, and he didn't have his tickets figured up, but he could tell by his monitor that as soon as he got in the test plots, he said the yield started going up. He didn't give me a number, but he said it definitely was going up, and his protein went up. He thinks by at least a point or so. He wasn't for sure again on that, but either way, good news there. Another scenario down in Oklahoma, heard this just the other day. 40-acre patch. The guy, first year again trying the product. I think is just regular SureGrow. I'm not for sure if he had any additives, but 40-acre patch did his synthetic rate of fertilizer like he normally does, and which was a high nitrogen based one. I'm not sure of the numbers, but he then added 1 gallon of SureGrow, I believe, on part of it. I don't know how much, but where he didn't have the SureGrow, he was getting 30 to 40 bushels an acre, and where he did add the SureGrow, he got 72 bushels to the acre, was the feedback that I received. So like I said, I'll definitely plan on trying to get that gentleman as a testimonial later on in the season, because that's obviously awesome. Other scenario, Missouri, up by St. Louis. A really wet season there. They couldn't get out almost a month and a half later than what they wanted to top dress this spring. And they cut back some on their synthetic. They cut back half on their synthetics, and then added a gallon of SureGrow and some hydrolysate as well along with it. and they got like around 50 average bushels, which they said that's not great for them, but the year that it was, they were happy with it, especially at saving that much money on their half rate of synthetics. And to their knowledge, all their neighbors were getting that average as well, so they were very pleased and happy. At a few other places, it was just basically, nothing spectacular, no bumper crops anywhere, just kind of because of the year, is what everyone's saying. But everywhere else, they were getting basically what all their neighbors are getting, what their other fields are getting. SureGrow was competing yield-wise, whether you use synthetic or not. We're still competing against fields that did have synthetic on it, and obviously, then we're saving you a lot of money at our prices that haven't changed since we became a company, compared to what your synthetic fertilizer prices are this year. So that's kind of a little rundown of the wheat harvest that we've seen so far anyways on Nature's Formula that I'm aware of on the SureGrow. Almost all positive that we've gotten back, and that's what we like to hear. We will be starting soon traveling, so if you got SureGrow on some corn or soybeans or whatever, we're going to start traveling and coming looking at your fields and everything, and we'll be starting to get more testimonials and stuff too then posted on here, so be looking for that. Thank you for watching, and yeah, if you got any questions about anything on the SureGrow or Nature's Formula related, feel free to reach out to us and give us a call. And we'd be more than happy to answer any question and help you out and get you some of these kind of results that other people are seeing this year on their wheat. So thank you, and we'll talk to you next time.